My name is Mike Scher with the C12 Group, and you are listening to Beacon Radio.
Beacon Radio, Steve Teal here. What a fun time, getting to talk to Shane the Train. Gabi, you know Shane the Train, huh?
I do. I've watched MasterChef, and I absolutely loved him. It was so crazy.
What did you love about that kid?
He was just so focused on what he was doing, and he was always happy and confident in what he wanted to do. So that's what I loved. Right.
All right. Well, that's just to say I want to introduce you to our next guest, Gabi Graves. This is kind of our kids edition. Shane was 13 on the show. I think now he's 14. Gabi, how old are you?
I am 11 years old.
11 years old. Mm-hmm. I have known you pretty much all your life.
Yes.
That is crazy to me. You're 11 years old. Now, Gabi, I want to make sure our listeners know Gabi because she is out in, we just say Hollywood, even though you don't technically live in Hollywood, do you?
No, sir, we don't.
No, sir.
Yep.
This is a girl. She's calling me sir because she's so polite, and we'll always know she's from Texas and polite. Mm-hmm. But when you were younger, you didn't always call me sir.
No, I used to call you Gummy Bears because from Cloudy with a Chance to Meatballs, Steve was the monkey. So
that's right, and you would say my name that way too.
Steve, Gummy Bears, Gummy Bears. I still say that.
Good, that's great. All right, so here's the deal. How many years ago did you guys move out to Hollywood, to California?
We moved out almost 2 years ago.
That's kind of wild too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, talk to us, and let me give our listeners a little bit of your bio, and then I want to ask you about, from your perspective, moving out, how some of this crazy stuff happened. But let me tell our listeners. So, Gabi Graves, and if you're on Facebook, I know some of you are. Facebook is at Gabriella T. Graves, I believe. There are a lot of Gabi Graves out there.
Yes.
It's kind of weird. Right. Yes. So Gabriella T. Graves, and you can also look at hashtags Adventures with Gabi, Gabi, and Twitter, for you Twitter folks, at Gabi Graves. She got that one. So she got that handle. That's good. Yep. All right, 11 years old. Here are a few of the things that I know about that you've been on and have done great. One that was really, they're all cool. Marvel's Agent Carter.
Yes.
Okay, young Peggy Carter. We'll talk about that in just a second. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh, so good. She pulled off this English accent you would not believe. This girl just is so good at that. Oh, it's crazy. All right, here's another one. Video games. Mm-hmm. Video games. Destiny 2, is that
yes. It's a commercial for a new video game. Well, there is Destiny, and now they came out with a second version, Destiny 2. And I got to do motion capture, so you put on the suit with these little shiny silver things on it, and those track your motions. Yeah. So then they have you move around and do the actions that the people will be doing in the commercial, and then they animate it to what you've done and put it out. So that was really exciting.
What was exciting about it for you? Nobody really does that. Just a few people in the world.
It's crazy because you don't really audition. You just get called up and say, hey, would you like to do this? And then you go in and you get the suit on. You go out into this big mat. And then the way they animated, there's a bus in it. They had this big slab of wood, some chairs, and these little stairs. And so they put that together, and that was the bus. They could use anything for anything.
Right?
Yes.
Wow.
And then, they have cameras, and then so they can see your facial expressions, because they might want to animate it to your face as well. So they did that and captured your movement, so you could see how you were moving in it. That was just really fun. And there was a big computer, so you could be watching it while other people were on the mat. Yeah. It was so crazy.
Oh, my gosh. And listeners, I'm smiling. I wish you could see Gabi right now because she's talking about, watching your facial movements and capturing that. And I wish you could just see Gabi's facial expressions. She is just so expressive, and it's all just so natural. I just love it. All right, so that is really cool. And your dad, Justin, texted me. He was telling me, video game, and I knew about that. And I've seen the commercial. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of wild. Wow, that's like the computer Gabi with blonde hair.
Yes. I know.
That's weird. That's cool.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, and then your dad's like, yeah, she did this mocap. Mocap or something.
Mocap.
Mr. Hollywood over there, all technical.
Motion capture is what it stands for.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, exactly. But he's an insider now, so
Yep.
mocap.
Mr. Insider Dad.
All right, so here's something else coming up. This is cool to me too. All right, Seth MacFarlane. Now, our listeners may not know Seth MacFarlane, or they may not tune into all of his shows.
Yes.
He is a hilarious man. I am pretty sure he's not a Christian. I'm pretty sure. I don't want to judge or anything, but the man is hilarious, and he's got a new show, and this one perhaps might be the most family friendly, but he's really good at what he does. And so he's got a new show coming up, and you're going to be in one of the episodes, or what's the deal?
Yes, I'm going to be in one of the episodes, but the thing is, you will never know it's me.
What?
Because I get full prosthetics, so I look completely different because I get to play an alien on it. So, because it's kind of a spoof on Star Trek.
Yeah.
So, it's really cool because you never know it's me. It was funny because all of the other kids that were there, we all had on the makeup. So we'd be walking around saying, "Who are you? Wait, what's your name again?" Because we could never tell who was who.
Yeah.
It was so funny. But it was really amazing to do that experience. And something I love is every job that you do, it's completely different because you can never have a favorite because it's everything is different what it is. Even if you only do voiceover, every time it's different. It's so amazing to experience the different things.
Yeah, wow. I love that attitude. Okay, and that was, speaking of voiceovers, because you've done a lot, what can you tell me about some of the voiceover work that you've done?
Well, I got to be on a Netflix original series, and I get to play twins on it. It just came out, and it's called Spirit Riding Free, so you can watch that on Netflix. They released like half of the first season, and I'm only in episode 4, so I'm just in a little bit, but it's these cute little twins in it, and we think they'll be releasing the other half of season 1 in a few months, so we don't know.
Okay,
but
right.
It's very, very exciting.
And that seems to be like the way the business is. You just don't always know when something's going to happen, right?
Definitely.
All right, so you're in episode 4. All right, so I went on, and I didn't watch the whole episode. I didn't have time, but I was looking for twins, not two, twins. And so I found you on there, and that was so cool.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so the second half of the season, do you get even some more speaking parts? Or?
Yes, I will have a little bit of a bigger part in that season.
Okay.
And then I think it gets bigger from there. I don't know.
Okay, so you've only done like that first kind of season, is that right? Or no?
I've been working on... I did all of season 1 and a little bit more.
Okay.
So.
How cool is that?
Yes.
What is it like doing voiceover work?
It's really, really fun. A few things I like because it's easier, I could say, I guess.
Yeah?
Because you don't have to memorize all of your lines. Because you're in there, they have a stand, and you can be reading them as you go. And also you don't have to memorize movements or what facial expressions you're doing because you just do it with your voice. You could be making a really silly face while you're talking.
Which is what she's doing right now.
Exactly.
Wow, that is cool. All right. Yep. Okay, Gabby, I want to talk, and we'll go to a break in just a minute or two, but and I know there's a lot more to talk about, and we could talk about some of the things that you've come close on, which has got to be kind of hard.
Yes.
How do you handle that?
Well, sometimes you go in for an audition and you really want it, and then maybe you get a call back or you get really close, like you said, and they didn't want you for it. But the thing I've had to learn is it's not about your talent. It's not that you're not talented enough. It's that they're just looking for a different look other than you, because you might be talented. They might think you'd be good for that role.
Yeah.
Thank you. They might think you'd be good for that role, but you're just not the right look. So I remember I really wanted one thing for a TV show.
Okay.
And I was so disappointed, but then I remembered if I got that, I wouldn't get to be with my friend who had cancer.
Wow.
And so it's the doors that God opens, and I go through them, and if there's one shut, then I find what else he has planned for me. Because I just wait, and when he shows me this is where I want you to go, I go that way. I don't try to bust through because I know he has a plan.
Okay, and Gabi Graves is actually 25 years old. Can you tell from this maturity? All right, Gabi, we're going to go to a quick break. This is Beacon Radio. I'm your host, Steve Teal. Here's what you can do, listeners. If you're not driving, don't do this while you're driving. Email me, steve@sabeacon.com, steve@sabeacon.com, and let me know how you're enjoying Gabi and Shane the Train. If you're listening to the whole show, you're hearing some very similar, very wise and mature things from these young people. So we'll talk a little bit about that after the break. We're coming back with Gabi Graves. All right, awesome. All right, you ready to keep rolling?
Yep.
Okay, you ready? All right. Beacon Radio, I am Steve Teal. You can reach me, steve@sabeacon.com. I'm having a fun time with Gabi Graves, and I'm having a fun time with Shane the Train Wells from MasterChef Junior. But I'm also being encouraged and strengthened in my faith. And I can't decide if that annoys me or it makes me feel really good. I think it makes me feel really good. Now, Gabi, you're a big fan of Shane the Train, and it's so fascinating to me because the way he got on MasterChef Junior was because he did not make the basketball team, talking about a closed door. And so he didn't make the basketball team. His mom said, hey, let's just get your mind off of that. Your friend is going to this tryout for MasterChef Junior. Why don't you go do that? And that's the rest is history. So
that's amazing.
So then your attitude, my goodness, that you can look at something that just from a standpoint, we do know she's obviously very talented, but to have something that you just really have a strong desire for, you would be good at, and it would seem maybe at the time like, God, you're opening this door, like I am right for this part, and then for that door to close, and for then you at some point to be able to say, but I got to be with my friend who had cancer.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult sometimes because even though you get to do something else, you're still like, oh, I really, really wanted that. But then it's cool to see, like, if me and a friend were up for the same role and I didn't get it, but she did, I would still celebrate with her. That's something I would love to do. I love doing that because I know I wasn't right for it, but she is. And then I go see the movie or watch the TV show or watch the commercial, whatever it is, just because I want to support them. And then, like, I might have had great learning experience in the audition or whatever it is. I know. I just celebrate with them because they were right and I got to do something else.
Oh my gosh. All right. I love this kid. I've loved this kid, and you can't love this kid more, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Gabi Graves. All right, so now let me ask you, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have an incredible wisdom and maturity about this. Some of the kids that are out there that you're working with and sometimes competing for parts, even though you have this great attitude, like, that's my friend, I'm going to support them. I'm sure that some of those kids out there are not the same way as you. Yeah. So how do you deal with that? Is that true? Am I right?
Yes. But sometimes, well, something I've learned about most actor kids is if they really love to do it, then I've noticed that they're more mature and, like, well-spoken. But then sometimes they don't want to do it, but their parents want them to. And so those are the kids that aren't really happy with it because they'd rather be doing something else. But their parents want them to be doing this, so they don't really know what to do.
Right.
So.
Right. Okay. And so I would imagine for some of those kids that their parents, if they're like kind of forcing them into it, that there would be a lot of stress and pressure. In fact, I've heard stories. There was one time, our listeners wouldn't know this, but my son David actually was up for a movie part out in California. A closed door, great that it didn't work out and everything, but we heard stories out there of of parents who would tell their kids, you've got to get this part because I got to pay for this card. You've got to, incredible stress and pressure. Obviously, you're not feeling that same sort of stress and pressure. So that's really good to hear. Yeah. And then just that maturity and wisdom just amazes me. So when other kids may not, I mean, your friends are probably celebrating for you, but it would be easy at 11 years old for me to be jealous and get down. But how is it that you have this incredible positive attitude?
Like I said, I know what doors would be open and what doors are closed, so I follow that. And also something I do, and I want to encourage everybody else to do, just do what you love. Because I feel God has called me to be an actress because it's what I love to do, and it's how I love to entertain. That's been something I've loved since I was really little. So that's something. And then also, good. I'm not, like what you said, other kids might have to pay the bills or buy something for their parents. But I just do it for fun because this is what I love, so I do it. Yeah. I don't feel tied down that I have to do this. So that's something that keeps me positive and happy. Right. That is awesome. All right. Well, let's back up for our listeners and talk about how you got out to California, how you discovered that, at what age did you realize, hey, I really like acting. I like the stage. Or how did that happen? Well, since our family has a ministry, I was basically born on the stage, and I've loved it since I was really, really little. But I started acting in community theater when I was theater. Yeah, I always say theater. So I say theater because I'm from Texas. Yeah, you are. My mom says, Gabi, it's theater. So I didn't realize that I said theater. That's that amazing English accent that you have. Yes, I did not say theater. Oh man, you really do have a gift for that English accent. All right, so you were young and you were discovering theater. I can't even do it right. I've been in Texas so long. And you realized even then, I really enjoy this. Yeah, I've loved it since I was really little. But I really got into it more when I was 8. I went through a training program, and then they get you meetings with agents and managers, and I got them, and it was amazing because I realized, whoa, this is something that I could actually do. And then we came out to LA. I signed with an agent and a manager. Wow. Yeah. And then we were coming out here for just a couple of months at a time. Yeah. And then we really felt called to just move out because I needed to be out here full time to be actually doing this. Right. So that's what I did. That's great. All right. So when you first moved out there, did you feel, you just have such a love and joy for what you do. Mm-hmm. Was there anything like meeting with a manager or meeting with a potential agent that you get a little bit nervous, or what's that like? Because I get nervous before I do things that I love. Mm-hmm. Do you get nervous or? Sometimes. I was taught in my acting training that if you get nervous, just turn it into positive energy, because then that gives you more energy in what you're doing. So, yes, sometimes I do have butterflies. Butterflies. If you say that with your English accent, it wouldn't even matter. Maybe we've just invented something. I love it. I wonder what a blutterfly is. I know, I do too. What do you think a blutterfly? So I can't even say, oh my gosh. What do you think it is? I don't know, maybe an insect or a tiny little creature? Yeah. What color would it be? I'm thinking like purpley blue. Purpley blue. Like a tiny little person. Yeah, tiny little person. Does it fly? I think it's like a tiny little person that's kind of like a fairy, but it can turn into different animals, and it has wings. I like that. Mm-hmm. All right, that's your next series on Netflix. Yeah. Wait, so is it a blutterfly or a blutterfly? I think it's a blutterfly. Blutterfly? Because it's like a backwards butterfly. It's a backwards All right, I'm tongue-tied and twisted over here. All right, so, tell us a little bit. Are you going to get your family ministry, Justin Graves Band ministry? This is a family thing, and you were pretty much born on the stage. Yes. And we've been blessed over the years to see you a part of it, either helping or
singing, and you also sing, beautifully as well. Yeah. So tell us what is coming up. Do you get to do anything with the ministry this summer? Are you off from acting for the summer? How does that work?
Yes, I'm kind of taking a hiatus from
hiatus. That's a Hollywood
acting.
word. Yeah.
Hiatus. But we are coming back to Texas for a month or so, and
Cool.
we're going to be here doing VBSs and camps, Vacation Bible School weeks, so that's really fun. So I'm still available for auditions. We tape auditions sometimes.
Okay.
But mainly I just get a break and get to help with our ministry.
Yeah, how cool is that? What do you really enjoy about the ministry and going to these VBSs, and what do you enjoy about that, Gabby?
I love getting to make new friends, and also I love, making new friends is a really big thing, but then getting to sing and just getting to experience new places. I love everything about getting to do ministry with my parents.
That
It's
is
so
awesome.
fun.
All right, now back in California, have you found a good church group? I know you're strong in your faith.
Yes.
You've already talked about it. But you have a good church and some good Christian friends out there?
Yes, I do. We have a church, and it is called Church on the Way.
Church on the Way. I've been there
Yes.
several times, but it
Yep.
was a little while ago, a few years ago.
We go there, and something I'm really excited about is that I'm moving up into the middle school youth group this year.
Whoa.
So, yes, I'm going in middle school.
You're killing your mom over here.
Yes, I am. She does not want that to happen, but I am so excited. And yes, I do have some really good Christian friends that I hang out
Good.
with, and some are moving up to middle school with me, so that's really exciting as well.
Okay.
So,
All right, and we're running out of time, so in about 30 seconds or less, if you're able, Gabby, tell us in the fall, because it is kind of a slow season during the summer, right? Kind of what might happen, more auditions, what might be next?
it used to have 2 seasons in the like springy winter.
Okay.
There would be pilots casting.
Yeah.
So that's like a new show trying to start, and then there in the fall would be episodes, shows that are already on air trying to cast.
Yeah.
And so, but now they're kind of merged. So
Okay.
every season is everything.
Yeah, wow.
So just
Okay.
a lot of auditions, callbacks,
Yeah.
classes. I get to go back with my wonderful coach. So
Oh, fun.
and
Yeah.
he's British. So.
And he's British, and you have got that accent down. I remember watching Agent Carter, and I remember seeing someone online saying, like, this girl, and there's no way they could have known you're just an American Texan, especially a Texan girl.
That's the funniest thing. Some, like, multiple roles I've booked are British. Imagine a little Texas girl
Yeah,
is booking British roles.
right.
So funny.
So here's my last question, and then we'll go to a break and a quick wrap-up.
All right.
Blutterfy, is it going to be British accent or American or Texan? What do you think, Gabby?
I think it'd be, like, English and American. Like,
Both.
British and American.
I love it. Okay.
both.
All right, Gabby, thanks for being with us today. You are awesome as always.
Thank you.
All right, we'll
so
go.
Fun.
Oh yeah, good. I have fun. I had fun. All right, we'll go to a quick break, and I'll have a wrap up right after this. This is Beacon Radio, delivering hope, inspiration, and change, and that is Gabi Graves. Go to Facebook, Gabriella T. Graves, or hashtag Adventures with Gabi. We'll be right back.
In Steve Teal's novel, Joe Angel, The Guardian Games, Book 1, angels and demons battle inside the Alamo Dome with high stakes involved. These angel-demon challenges are part of the Guardian Games. High school senior Daniel Walsh's future is all set. He's a can't-miss baseball prospect, but his faith in Christ recently has just been striking out. When an angel with attitude invades Daniel's life, the tension and conflict escalates quickly. If Daniel experiences the Guardian Games at the Dome, could it empower his faith, or will he continue to resist and go his own way? Whatever he chooses, Daniel Walsh will impact eternity either for good or for bad in Joe Angel, The Guardian Games, Book 1. Available at Amazon, or email steve@sabeacon.com. New guests to Momentum Bible Church can get their signed copy for free Sundays at 10 a.m. See MomentumBibleChurch.com for directions, or email steve@sabeacon.com.
Steve Teal here at Beacon Radio. I just love it, and it's amazing to be encouraged by young people. You know, did you hear both Shane the Train of MasterChef Jr. and Gabi Graves? What I took away, besides just it's exciting to see these young people who already have a faith in Jesus, and they're learning and they're living it out. But what I took away was just those closed doors. And how Gabi said, you know, this closed door, this job she wanted to get, she didn't get. And then that meant she got to spend time with her kid who was going through cancer. And then Shane with his closed door as well, that doesn't make the basketball team, but then he sees that he can be on MasterChef Junior. So God is at work. He's writing your story. And yes, there are closed doors involved, but there are doors that God is going to open. And so the thing that you need to do right now is to seek God. And then along the way, just like Gabi was to her friend, I want to remind you what Mom always says is, be a blessing.